Fox Mustangs were cursed from the factory with a puny charging system. The tiny 75 amp alternator found on 86 to 93 5.0s puts out a whopping 15 amps at idle, with the peak only going up to 75 amps under load at 2000 RPM. Throw an electric fan in the mix, your alternator can't keep up. We love solving problems, and our 130 amp SVE alternator kits do just that. The two most popular kits are the basic upgrade kit and the complete conversion kit that includes a 4-gauge power wire upgrade. The heart and soul of both of these kits is the massive 130 amp alternator that's brand new and carries a limited lifetime warranty. Now, the physical size of the SVE 130 amp alternator will require your alternator bracket to be modified for clearance, but keep watching and I'll walk you through the wiring and modifications to the bracket needed for installation. Do you like watching helpful videos like this? Well, then subscribe to our YouTube channel and be notified every time we upload new content. You want to start by removing your stock alternator. First thing you want to do is disconnect your battery. Then remove your serpentine drive belt. Unplug your voltage regulator. Unplug the stator. Remove the two attaching bolts that hold the alternator to the bracket. And finally, remove the alternator from your Mustang. This is the main failure point of the stock alternator. Even though the regulator plugs are the same, we included a new one because the stock one is often broken. Trim back the harness tape and wire loom. Cut the two black with orange stripe wires from the stock stator plug. Cut the yellow wire and the green wire from the regulator plug and discard the old regulator and stator plugs. Trim the new stator plug down and strip the end of the wire. Do the same to the white wire on the center of the new regulator plug. Connect them with the supplied butt connector. Because the heat shrink is built into our connectors, all you need to do is heat the connector to seal it after crimping. Trim and strip the yellow wire and the green wire on the new regulator connector. Strip the ends on the harness side and connect yellow to yellow and green to green using the supplied connectors. Then heat to seal. Strip the two black with orange stripe wires and crimp on the supplied ring terminals and heat to seal. Slide the 130 amp alternator into the bracket and loosely install the lower retaining bolt. Rotate the alternator over and mark the bracket where the alternator is touching it. Remove the alternator and cut the bracket along your marks. Reinstall the alternator and check for clearance. If it's all good, install the supplied upper retaining bolt and nut and fully tighten the lower retaining bolt. Wrap the harness with quality tape like 3M Super 33 Plus. Slide the two ring terminals onto the power lug of the alternator and install the retaining nut. Connect the stator plug, connect the regulator plug, reinstall the serpentine drive belt. Our SVE 130 amp alternator puts out about 60 amps at idle and about 150 amps under load at 2000 RPM. This will keep up with just about anything you throw at it. But because of this added output, it is a very strong recommendation that you support your factory power wire with the 4-gauge power wire upgrade. Remove your air box. Remove your two upper radiator brackets. Remove the retaining nut from the alternator power wires. Lay out your upgrade power wire. Slide the 4-gauge ring eye over the alternator terminal and reattach the nut. Start zip tying the new power wire running along the old power wire harness. Position your fuse holder right over the battery and attach it using the two supplied retaining screws. Remove the nut off the starter solenoid, connect the remaining ring terminal of the new power wire, and reinstall the nut. Reattach your upper radiator brackets and reinstall your air box. And for all of you out there that think the battery's not going to come out with the fuse holder in this position, check this out. Comes out with no problem. Reconnect your battery and test operation. For comparison's sake, we tested battery voltage with the stock alternator with the car at idle, with the AC on max and high blower and the headlights on bright. Stock alternator was able to hold about 12.8 volts. With the SVE 130 amp alternator and 4-gauge power wire upgrade installed, under the same conditions, we're now producing more than 14.5 volts, and that is a massive improvement. So put one of these SVE alternator kits on your Fox Mustang and bring your charging system up to par.